So we need to get back more then, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I can see my silhouette now. Can you see my whole body? You can? Okay. Awesome.
Yes.
Okay, so I was gonna have the kids are gonna come here, right here, to ask the question. Is that okay?
Perfect.
Whoa, I have a big question.
What's your big question?
How did you get our money without a big house? But I thought cool.
He's at work. He's at the state capitol. You should ask.
Okay, are you guys ready?
Yeah, you're all set. Everybody ready?
Yeah!
All right. So here I am in the beautiful executive mansion now. You can see this big table right here. In the dining room, where they normally have a large number of people. And then right here, you see we have our First Lady set up to have lunch with you all while you're having your lunch as well.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's so nice to see so many beautiful faces. How is everyone?
Mrs. Northam.
Good. Yes.
Mrs. Northam, if you would, what I'll do is kind of just give you a quick overview of what we're doing today, what the kids have been doing all year, and what we've been doing at Boys and Girls Clubs to support kids while they're learning virtually.
I would love that. That would be amazing. I hope that they can keep eating because, you know,
Yes.
I got my food.
All right, great.
It's fun to have lunch together.
That's right. That's right. Well, everyone, my name is Hal Smith, and I am President and CEO for Boys and Girls Clubs of the Virginia Peninsula. So, Mrs. Northam, we've met before in Richmond a few times, but I just wanted to kind of share with you all what we're doing here today, and then just kind of give a quick little introduction to you and really turn things over to you. And then, you know, obviously we could talk and have some back and forth question and answer session. So,
Wonderful.
you know, when the pandemic hit our community, or really our country and our world back in March, we realized that Boys and Girls Clubs operate very similar to schools. So we went into a complete virtual mode at that point and really carried that on through the summer. But we recognized as schools were getting ready to go back in a virtual manner, kids had a place to go during the school day. So we typically operate outside of normal school hours in an after-school program, but we realized, and a lot of our colleagues across the state realized we needed to do more, and we needed to provide an all-day program. So here on the peninsula, we opened up 6 of our locations to what we call our Club Academy. So we open up at 7:30 every day, and we serve kids all the way till 6 o'clock in the evening. So number one, kids have a safe place to go. We have great Wi-Fi in our building, so they're able to log in through their devices or devices that we have here as well, participate in school. They get, obviously, lunch served at 11:30 each day, and then we also serve an afternoon snack. So some of those things that they take for granted that they get at school, they're now getting at the Boys and Girls Club. So they'll just go through the entire day. They'll have the support from our wonderful staff here, Ms. Walida and Mr. Jonathan run the show here. We've got a great support staff that help make sure they get logged on to their classes participate in school, and then generally around 3 or 3:30, and this is pretty consistent with all of our locations, but 3 or 3:30, when school's over, then in the safest manner that we can possible, we make sure that they engage in our normal Boys and Girls Club after school activities until mom and dad come and pick them up. So we are here at our Greater Hampton Roads Boys and Girls Club, which is in the southeast community of Newport News. This is one of our largest clubs, and we've got probably about 30 kids in this part of the club, and then we've got other parts of the club. Typically in normal operations, we see anywhere from 125 to 150 kids per day, and we're seeing a little over 50 each day now through this Club Academy program. So, kids, let me just say a couple of things. Usually when we have a special guest, we read what's called a bio. You guys might know that as a biography, which kind of tells a little bit about the person. So I'm not going to go through those formalities, but I do want to tell you 2 interesting facts that I know about the First Lady, Mrs. Pamela Northam. Number 1, she's not native to Virginia, I do not believe. She actually went and studied at Baylor University and the University of Texas. So I'm concluding she's probably from Texas or that part of the country. The other thing I think that's interesting, and this may come up through our conversation, is that through part of her career, she taught biology in high school. So she has been a teacher in her past. So, those are a couple of interesting facts that I wanted to share with each of you. And at that point, I'm going to shut up and I'm going to turn things over to you, Mrs. Northam, and let you just have an interactive, talking session with the kids, and feel free to ask questions and find out how they're doing, because we really appreciate your time today in spending with the kids.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much for that beautiful biographical introduction. You got it spot on, my friend. You did good detective. Well, let me thank you all for all the good work that you're doing to provide safe and educational spaces for our kids during this time. I really, really appreciate all the brave superheroes. I see some of those wonderful ladies in the background. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for all the great work you're doing for our kids today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And to you students out there, man, you are looking good. You said you're lots of Boys and Girls Club, but this is the best in Newport News, right? Y'all are busy eating, and I love to see that. You have some healthy food today? That's great. Yes, I'm so glad. Me too. I had some vegetable soup today. I know you guys know how important it is. You got to feed your brain, right? You got to give it good nutrition every day. And I'm so pleased that you have so many wonderful friends at the Boys and Girls Club that are helping you to get good food. Who can tell me what's their favorite thing they're eating today? Yes, sir. I see a young man with his hand raised there.
Chicken nuggets.
Oh, wow. Are you kidding? Man, that was my daughter's favorite. It still is. And she's all grown up. The tradition is that the governor sits all the way down there at the other end, and the First Lady sits at this end. And that way we can talk to all people in between. But we have a little apartment upstairs in the governor's mansion with a little table, and that's where we usually eat when we don't have company. And right now, because of the pandemic and that bad virus called COVID-19, we can't have all our friends over right now, just like you guys aren't in your regular school situation. But aren't you glad you have such a fun place to go and you can still see some of your friends? Who would like to tell me something about what it is that you miss the most? What is it you miss the most from your regular school time? And I'm going to look at my beautiful friend with a red shoe, and those shoes are awesome.
Thank you.
I need a haircut. You make those shoes look good.
Ah, thank you.
I'm going to let you choose who you can see, because I can't see everyone very well.
We're going to have them come up here, Mrs. Northam, and
I
you're
would
going to
love that.
Juanita.
I know. I think your name is, let me guess. Is it
There you go.
Oh, wow, Kimani, that's a gorgeous name for a pretty lady. And do you have a question for me?
We'll let her think on it first. And we'll bring some.
You think about it, and when you're ready, you can come back, okay? Hi,
Okay, can we get up?
what's your name, sir? Hunter, it's nice to meet you. Did you have a question for me, or were you answering my question?
Ask your question.
What is your favorite subject in elementary school?
Oh, great question. Well, Hunter, first I'm going to ask, what is your favorite subject?
Speak up.
Library.
For the library.
Oh, really? Oh, Hunter, are you a reader?
Yes.
So, are you reading a good book now, or do you have a favorite author?
I'm reading a book at home.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch it.
I'm reading a book at home.
He's reading a book at home. He's reading a
I
book at
know,
home.
that's okay. That's great. You know what, guys? Reading can take you anywhere on any adventure. It can take you in outer space. It can take you to a whole other country. It can take you to the deepest part of the sea. Reading is a great thing to do when we're kind of at home a lot because of COVID. So I'm so proud of you, Hunter, for thinking about that. And not only can reading be lots of fun for us now, but it really helps us to learn later. It's kind of what we base lots of other learning on. So I thank you for asking that great question, Hunter, because I love to read. When I was your age, I used to read all the time, and I have lots of favorites. But I don't, that was probably one of my favorite subjects in elementary school. But I've always liked, can you guess? Because I was a science teacher. What do you think? Science? You're right, you guess science. Science and history were two of my favorite things. And you know what? I still get to learn a lot about those things today. Science is exciting to me because it's always changing. There's always something new to discover in science. Who knows? One of you guys might be the first person to walk on Mars. And it's not very far from you guys in Hampton. We had the Hidden Figures, these amazing ladies, these African-American ladies who really made it possible for the first person to step on the moon. And they were right next to where you guys are. So who knows what you guys might do next. Thank you for that question, Hunter.
Who's next?
Oh, my mama.
Okay, what is your name?
Phoenix.
Phoenix, it's nice to meet you.
All right, what question do you have for the first lady?
How long have you been the first lady?
Wow, that's a great question. You guys know, you want to know something that not many people know? You want to hear this secret? Did you know Virginia, our state of Virginia, the Commonwealth of Virginia, is the only state that only has a governor for 4 years? And you can't run again. You have to go sit out and wait, like your turn for kickball or something, right? You can't run for a consecutive or next 4 years. You can't do that here, and we're the only state that does that. So that's a great question, my friend. So out of 4 years, you know how many I've done so far? 1, 2, 3. So that means I have how many left?
4.
Yeah, just 1 year left. So it sounds like a long time, especially for you guys that are as old as me. 4 years goes by really fast. So we have a lot of fun work we're working on to help kids just like you, to make sure all kids have what they need in school and outside of school with their families. And so we're working really hard to make sure we can get done as much as we can in 4 years. not much time when you try to change big things, but it seems like a long time sometimes. It's been a big adventure. We've done lots of interesting things and met lots of interesting people. Do you guys know who Pharrell the musician is?
No?
He sings he sings that song called Happy and lots of other music. He's a great artist too. I got to meet him and work with him on helping children. Jake Barrow, who's a real funny comedian who's from your area, not far from you. I see some more questions out there. But did you have another question, Phoenix?
Me?
Good job.
Hello,
Hi.
I'm Jaden.
Hi, Jaden. It's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too.
Do you have a question for me?
Yes, I do.
I would love to hear it.
What is the biggest change you would like to see for kids during this pandemic?
Goodness, that's a great question. You must be a very thoughtful person, Grace. Smart and beautiful. You know, one of the things I think about during this time for young people like you is, you guys are really, what we like to say, resilient. You're tough. And I know that coming through this time is going to make you even stronger. You guys will be the survivors, and you'll be teaching other people how to survive difficult times, because you'll be the experts in that. And you'll also be experts in computer skills, because you're doing so much of that, just like we're doing now, right?
Yeah.
Can I tell you that? Guess what my daughter does? She's grown up now, but guess what she does for a living?
I don't know.
Guess what her job is? Can you guess? I'm sorry, I didn't catch it.
A nurse?
Oh, a nurse is a great guess. Do you know, I have so many nurses in my family, and I love nurses. But no, actually, she's the only one who didn't go into medicine in my family. My son is a neurosurgeon, and you know the governor is a pediatrician and neurologist, and I actually did therapy before I taught. But my daughter said, no, that wasn't what she wanted to do. You know what she does? She's a computer programmer. She's what they call a web developer. So she makes apps and websites and all that fun stuff. And so maybe you guys, it was really hard for her because they didn't have many classes in that and people weren't using it so much back when she was your age. But now you guys get to do a lot more of those kinds of things. So you all will be experts in making apps and websites and doing things on the computer in the cyber world. And I think that's one of the good things that will come out of this kind of crummy time, as much as we miss a lot of the fun things that we normally do with our families and friends. The good thing will be that we've learned how to do some new things. Like, I can have lunch with you, and you're in one city, and I'm in another. And that's pretty cool, don't you think?
Yes.
Great. Did you want to add something to that?
Can I ask another question?
Oh, sure.
What's your favorite color?
That's a great question. If you were just looking at me on the screen, you might think it's what color?
Red.
Red. There's a lot of red here. But you know what? I kind of love green. I like lots of colors for different reasons. But green is the color of growing things, and I'm really interested in taking care of the environment, our beautiful water, our air, our sky, and all the plants and animals in that, because I want to make sure that all those great things are around when you guys grow up, and you can pass them on to the next generation. So green, the color of growing things, is one of my favorites. How about you? What's your favorite?
My favorite color is light purple.
Oh, purple. Purple, did you know that purple is a royal color? It used to be the color of royalty. So you must be kind of royal.
Yes.
You can go home and tell your parents you're definitely royalty. It used to be very expensive to make that purple color way back in history. And so only the wealthiest, like royal people, have purple things. That's why I got associated with it. Some people say it's also a very spiritual color. And that doesn't surprise me that way either, because you are obviously a very special young person.
Thank you.
Thank you for your great questions. question. Oh, wow, that's another great question. Are you thinking of becoming a teacher someday? Wow, I'm glad to hear that, because you know we need more young men in teaching. That's wonderful. And you know, I became a teacher kind of late in life. Like I said, I was in medicine for a while, and I helped children to get better when they were really ill or had an accident. So teaching was something I came to later when my husband was in the Army. We moved back to this country, and I had young children. So I found it was good for my schedule to be able to work in schools. And I ended up thinking, wow, teaching is super fun because you get to really interact with great kids like you guys. And you get to learn yourself a lot of things, which I think is interesting. And then you get to know wonderful people like other teachers that you get to work with. So teaching, I really, really enjoyed. It was a lot of fun to do. So I really like teaching, and I did it because I enjoyed working with young people just like you. Thank you for that question. I hope you'll keep teaching. You know what? In my book, teachers are superheroes, especially now that they're trying to teach online and do all those things when they have all the same issues we do at home. So be sure to think your superhero teacher next time you get online with them, okay? Thank you. Great question. Good afternoon. What's your name, sweetheart? I'm sorry I didn't catch it. Oh, it's nice to meet you. Do you have a question?
Yes.
What is, oh, I heard you really clearly then. Thank you. What is your question today?
How long have you been a science teacher?
Oh gosh, I guess I taught science for about 12 years, I think, and then I had another cool job where I actually got to teach science, but it was as an environmental educator. That means I got to work outside all the time and work with lots of different schools and help them to understand how to take care of our earth and all the features in it. So that was a lot of fun too. That was just a little bit different kind of teaching. Would you like to work outside someday too?
Yes.
It's a lot of fun. It's kind of neat. You don't have to sit at an office desk all day. You get to go out and have different adventures. I used to work on the water with oysters and other kinds of creatures, which is really fun to learn about. Do you have a favorite animal?
Yes, it's a dolphin.
A dog?
A dolphin.
A dolphin! Oh, wow. We saw a dolphin off in the Atlantic Ocean not too long ago. They're beautiful, aren't they?
Yes, they really are.
And did you know, and because you're so smart, you probably already know this, but if you compare the size of a human brain to the size of a dolphin's brain, a dolphin has a bigger brain to the size of its body than even people do. Isn't that amazing?
What?
And I'm sorry, what dear?
I said yes.
Yes. And you know, they have the thinking part of their brain, the cerebral cortex is super big. And so we think they know lots of interesting things and can even have a language. Have you ever heard their clicks and whistles before?
No.
Yeah, well, you do some research online and I bet you could hear a dolphin and the noises that they make. They actually use ultrasound to find their way around. They send out a signal, sound, and it bounces back to their head to tell them where they are, even if it's in dark water. Isn't that awesome?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm so glad you're interested in dolphins. They're one of the few sea mammals. They have live babies. You can look it up. There's a lot of really cool things to learn about dolphins.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your great question.
I have someone that has a special question for you, too.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you ever got lost in that big house?
That's a great question. It is really a big house. Let me see But you're right, it's a really big house. I'm gonna try and show you part of it. Can you see that big hallway?
Yeah.
That's a pretty big house, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm sorry it's kind of all over the place today, but it's, you know what? It's a very important house. And do you know it has been here since 1813? That's over 207 years. That's a long time, isn't it?
Yes. It is.
And when people came to the capital, the city of Richmond here, they would travel from far away. It took 2 days just to ride on a horse from your area way back in the day when Thomas Jefferson made the trip. 2 days, that's a long time. So when people came to visit, they stayed here. So they needed lots of room, didn't they?
Yes.
To have lots of friends and families, yes. But my family is small because my kids are grown, so I don't need this big house. We actually, can I tell you a secret?
Yes.
Don't tell anybody, but we have a little apartment upstairs. We don't really live in this big mansion part. That's part of the museum and where we entertain friends like you when you come here. And I hope when this terrible disease is all gone, that maybe you'll come and visit me here. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yes, it is.
And and that was a good question, my friend. I did not feel lost here the first time I came. It was a little bit scary. But now I have 2 dogs and they run all over and lots of friends, and so it's not so big or scary anymore.
Oh. I want to be a governor when I grow up.
I love that. You could be a governor. Any of you could be a governor any day now. And it takes a little while for you to grow up. But if you start working now, you could definitely be governor. And we would love to have you. You would make a great governor, I can tell. Because I bet you think about everyone else and all your friends there, right? Yeah, that's the governor's big job. I like to say the governor of the Commonwealth is kind of like being the principal for the whole state. That's a big job, isn't it?
Yes, it sounds like it.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you work really hard, if you guys study hard and work hard through school, I know you can be governor, any of you, any day, or maybe just, you could be a legislator, you could represent Newport News. We have some great legislators from Newport News. Thank you for that great question.
Hi.
Hello. What is your name? Oh, it's so nice to meet you. How are you doing today?
Good.
Good. Do you have a question for me?
Yes.
Great.
My question is, how are you adjusting to this pandemic?
Oh, what a thoughtful question. What a smart group you all have there today. You know, I remember my first lady mentor, Michelle Obama, when this was first happening. She came out and she said, you know what, I think we all feel a little depressed about this. I mean, there's a lot of things that are just no fun, like staying home and wearing your mask. And I'm so glad to see that you guys are wearing your mask. It's okay for me to take mine off now so you can hear me, and I'm by myself here at the table, but I'm so glad you all are being careful. So there are a lot of not so fun things. And of course, people getting sick too, right? That's terrible. So it's not all good, but I'm doing well, thank you, because I'm much better. I don't know if you heard that I actually had the virus for a while, which was no fun. But I'm doing much better, and I get to help other people now, and that makes me really happy. And the governor and I are working very hard to make sure that you all stay safe and stay well. And all those wonderful adults around you are providing a safe place for you to still learn and have fun and be with your friends. So even though it's a tough time, I think it's okay, and I get to spend more time with my puppies here at home, so they're very happy about that. Good question. How about you? How are you doing, sweetheart?
Good.
How are you doing? Good. Are you holding on? What are you you miss the most from regular school?
I miss seeing my friends.
I know, right? It's kind of tough when it's not the same. But do you get to see them on Zoom, or do you get to see them some other ways?
Yes.
Good. We have to work a little harder to make those times right now, but keep doing it.
I will.
Thank you so much, sweetie. Good luck.
Well, Mrs. Northam, my name is Angel Nelson. I'm the Chief Operations Officer for Boys and Girls Clubs. And it is maybe like 12 o'clock. It's almost that time. We don't want to hold you up. We know you have a very, very busy schedule. But we would really, again, like to say thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to have lunch with our kids today. So thank you very much. I'm going to turn it over back to Hal. But again, everyone, let's give Mrs. Northam a hand and say thank you.
Mrs. Northam, again, thank you so much for your time today. Thanks to David and Bailey for helping us coordinate everything. You know, there's a lot of technical issues that we have to go through sometimes in getting everything set up, but this was actually pretty flawless. So thanks to your great staff, and thank you for your time in having lunch with the kids today.
Well, thank you all so very much. It was great to get to meet such a terrific group of young people. And you guys, you know what? You're the whole reason why the governor and I are here. It's because we care so much about you, and we're working super hard to make sure that you get through this pandemic and you soar on to be governor here yourself someday, maybe sitting at this table. So thank you guys for hanging in there, for wearing your masks, for staying safe, and thanks to the wonderful adults in the room, the director, and you all. I cannot tell you how much that we thank you for all the great gifts you are giving those children today. We know those children are in great hands, and that gives us all terrific hope. So thank you all so very much.
All right, thank you. Goodbye.